we are on our way to a massive and creepy haunted hospital. What's it like living here?
Fairly frightening. I have heard footsteps on the outside of my door at nighttime when the lights are on. You can hear voices, you can hear doors opening and slamming. That's why I do have crosses and stuff on the door, but it is pretty frightening.
What was that?
That was humming.
For sure.
That was so creepy.
Oh, it sounded like those doors just moved.
They did.
It sounded like a deep guttural growl.
How would you like it if you're in your house, in your bed, and then you hear somebody walking?
Hello?
That does pretty well scare you.
Darkness comes. What is that?
We heard that there might have been some sort of rituals that took place down here when this building was abandoned. All right, Dave, we are back on the road, and this time we're on our way to not just any haunted location. We are on our way to a massive and creepy haunted hospital.
Oh yeah, somewhere relatively brand new to the paranormal scene, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to get up here and check it out. It's supposed to have a lot of creepy stories and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this place is, they call it the Haunted Terrace View, and it was a nursing home and also a mental health care facility, psychiatric hospital, if you want to call it that. And this place has a lot of claims of paranormal activity, from people hearing disembodied voices to footsteps to hearing things move. That these claims of paranormal activity date all the way back to when this place was open. Even though it shut down over 20 years ago, staff claim that they had creepy and unexplained experiences, especially when they worked night shift there inside the hospital.
Oh wow.
And probably one of the creepiest elements of the story of the Haunted Terrace View is they said that after it had been abandoned for 20 years, they purchased it and they started renovations, and they had to clear out a lot of debris and rubble because of all the decay that had happened. And they found down in the basement evidence of rituals taking place down there, from ritualistic symbols, and also they had the remains of animals scattered around these ritualistic things down in the basement. So,
Really?
yeah, this is gonna be a creepy investigation. And there's the stories of an entity that they call the Mad Walker, because they hear his footsteps and they believe it's some angry spirit that still to this day roams this hospital.
That's really creepy. The Mad Walker.
The Mad Walker.
Yikes.
So I don't know. I mean, this is something entirely new. Like you said, we've never been here. It's fairly new to the paranormal scene.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of claims of really creepy paranormal activity that people have witnessed in here. So who knows what tonight holds. Once the sun goes down and we are alone inside this haunted hospital, things could get very creepy.
Oh, there it is.
Oh man, there it is.
Oh wow.
We're pulling up on it right now. It is right up here.
That is creepy looking.
He's in the F-150 up here.
Yes. Wow.
This is gonna be a cool night. I am so excited for this.
Oh yeah.
And the caretaker is parked right up here, and we're gonna meet up with him.
Hi, people.
Yes.
I wasn't trying to scare you earlier today, but you know,
Oh, you're good.
call me.
Yeah.
We're going back to y'all do it. Take this.
All right. So we're gonna pull around back. The caretaker, whose also name is his name is also Dave.
Yeah.
That's not gonna get confusing or anything. Is taking us around the back to the entrance that they use to get in and out of the hospital here. And man, just look at this. Look at this.
This place is huge.
Yeah, they said it's over 60,000 square feet. And there are parts of this hospital that they say are, of course, more active than others, and I'm excited to get to go in here and explore. There's a ward of the hospital that they call the locked ward, which was where they kept some of the patients that needed higher supervision, and then from what they said, the patients that needed the highest supervision would have been held down in the basement, in what they call the dungeon.
Ooh.
Which is the name that it was given from the staff that worked here. Not so much for what happened down there, but more for the aesthetic and that it felt like a dungeon. But it was patients down there. The patients that needed the most supervision were kept down in that dungeon. Wow. Look at this place. Wow.
This is crazy.
All right, so we're pulling in right here, parking up behind Haunted Terrace View. Let's go in and see what this place has to hold. Let's go in and see what's in store for us.
Let's do it. Let's go check it out.
Let's go. All right, David, can you introduce yourself and talk about what your role is here?
Yes, I'm David Howe, and I am the caretaker at Terrace View property.
What's it like living here? What is your experience been like living inside Terrace View?
Okay, the experience is fairly frightening. I've been an investigator my own self for over 11 years, and it's totally different if you're staying at a place working on it all the time and there's activity going on all around you, and you can't do nothing about it. I have heard footsteps on the outside of my door at nighttime when the lights are on and there'll be nobody there. You can hear voices, you can hear doors opening and slamming. I have seen a person in a wheelchair in the north wing before and they wasn't there. I have seen a guy on the south wing, first floor, in the daytime, just walk around and do my rounds like I do 2-3 times a day. I have seen a lady looking down from the second floor while I'm working outside, looking at me, and there'll be nobody in the building. The spirits will mimic you here. It's like Alice, she might be in her room, which will have crosses and iron and all that around the doorway to keep the spirits out. But she'll be in the room and I might be downstairs and you hear her walking around as she's got a little collar on, and you could hear her walking around. And I'll be hearing that downstairs and think, where's Alice at? And she'd be up here asleep. I have seen a nurse here, spirit nurse. The south wing is the worst. The south wing used to started out as a mental hospital part. And now I think it started around 1958. Then they end up building the central wing so many years later than the north wing. The central wing has been mainly a regular nursing home. The north wing pretty well used to be a regular nursing home until after Desert Storm. Then they housed the vets in there to help them with the mental nightmares and all that different things. I was in Desert Storm, so I understand all that.
So we're officially inside the Terrace View home here. This was a nursing home and psychiatric hospital. We're gonna walk down to the first floor, which is technically ground level from the back, but basement from the front because the building sits on an angle here. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go down there because there's some suspicious graffiti down there in the basement that the owner and caretaker believe may have been rituals that took place downstairs, and I want to go down there and see that. The sun is currently going down as we are doing this, so it's going to get really creepy once this place is completely dark.
Oh yeah.
So, and luckily here, as we're investigating tonight, we're going to get to have the ability to monitor the investigation. If I wanted to do a solo or if Dave wanted to do a solo, there's cameras all throughout which connect to a monitor in our gear room right back here in our base camp. So we're going to be able to monitor these types of things, these types of sessions if we wanted to do solos from back at the base camp.
Oh yeah.
What do you think of the place so far though, Dave?
I think it's pretty creepy. There's a lot of long dark corridors in here. That seem to lead to nowhere, because I have yet to be able to learn and memorize where the stairwells are. So that is very creepy, just not knowing exactly where to go if you want to go up or down stairs. But just the way that this place was left, it still very much feels like the door was locked like 2 weeks ago and we just walked back in here. So far, I think it's going to be a pretty good night. I think we're going to have a lot of interesting things happen. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. maybe the spirits here of Terrace View will come out and talk to us.
I hope. Let's walk this way. We have some of the lights on right now, but whenever we're getting ready to start investigating, these lights are going to go off. And I imagine once these lights go off, it is going to be an entirely different vibe, an entirely different feeling here inside Terrace View.
Yes.
But as we're walking down through, this is what they consider to be the center wing or the central wing. This was built later on, around 1981, they added this on. This was all patient rooms and things through here. As you get down to the south wing, which is the original part of the building, the south wing is where they kept some of the psychiatric patients, and it was utilized more for not only the nursing home patients that needed more supervision and care with conditions like dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that, but they did, from what we heard, have younger people that they would keep in there for certain psychiatric conditions just to keep them safe and supervised. So the South Wing is supposedly one of the most active and haunted parts of Terrace View.
Yeah.
We'll hear lots of footsteps at this location.
Can you explain the Mad Walker just a little bit?
Okay. Put Alice down. That's Alice, by the way. The Mad Walker, understand, it used to be a nurse or a doctor here. He used to kill his patients, kind of like the Good Doctor movie, just to end their suffering.
It's important to point out that this is not historically verified information. This story of an angel of death doctor has come from psychic mediums and paranormal investigations within the hospital since it closed, but it has added a much darker twist to the phantom footsteps that have been heard inside this abandoned nursing home and psychiatric hospital.
But the Mad Walker, by psychics and stuff, is said to be roaming the hallways to keep an eye on his patients to make sure that they're still here and safe or whatsoever that he killed. The Mad Walker is an intelligent spirit. You can hear him walking up and down the hallways. He will walk up the steps. You hear him walking up the steps. A lot of times it's really extremely loud. It's like other times it's real light. But he makes sure that he goes by my room every once in a while. He has knocked on the door. If I was to open the door up and look out in the hallway, the walking stops. But he will walk upstairs, he will go over top of my room, he will start walking up above the room. This is a crazy place to be. How would you like it if you're like in your house, in your bed, and then you hear somebody walking and you think somebody's in your home? That does pretty well scare you. That's why I do have crosses and stuff on the door to keep him out. But he does know I'm in here. But it is pretty frightening. The Mad Walker, does know he comes down on the first and second floor. A lot of times you will hear him actually walk out the front door and you will hear doors close, like he just left the building, then the walking stop.
Actually, let's walk through the south wing here.
Okay.
Because this south wing is very, very creepy. Hello? My name is Ryan and this is Dave, and we came here to spend the night with you tonight. We're just visitors. You don't have to be afraid of us. We want to talk to you. Oh man, I forgot about this room. This is the doll room.
Oh, yeah.
So this room right here, they actually have a photograph that they believe to be a photo of a spirit that supposedly resides inside this room, and they put dolls all through this room for this particular patient. But it is, anyone with a phobia of dolls, this is kind of like your worst nightmare. You have dolls in front of the room, in the doorway. You have dolls just lining the bed, and it is very creepy. Just wondering, if you were exploring this, let's say it wasn't a place that you could investigate and someone was just exploring the hospital, this would probably make your heart stop and the hair on the back of your neck stand up. For sure.
It is quite creepy.
If there's anyone in the dining room or in any of the rec rooms or patient rooms, come on out and talk to us. We want to know your name. We want to know everything about you. We're conducting a survey of patients to see if any of you are still here and to see if any of you might want to talk and have a conversation and just to find out more about you. All right. Downstairs we go. It's really creepy wandering through this hospital knowing that people, including David, the caretaker, and many other investigators have had experiences with what they call the Mad Walker, a spirit that supposedly wanders throughout the hospital, stomping its feet, walking, and is less than enthused with the visitors and the caretaker, David himself. He has to live here in a set of rooms inside the hospital. And many a times throughout the night, he says when he knows this place is empty and he's here alone, he'll hear the stomping and the walking, and nobody else will be in this building. And that would be terrifying. To have that happen as much as he says that it happens, because he says it happens 20 times a month, he'll hear it, and that is very frequent.
Yeah.
It's just a scary thing if you hear somebody in your home not knowing if you don't know if it's actually somebody or something. Most of the spirits here are good. There is some evil ones. The last caretaker, we believe he's the one that drew the pentagram on the floor, on first floor south wing.
With the pentagram downstairs, I had read that you found something else with it, if you can talk about.
Yeah, we found there's like a lot of little animal bones all around it. One of them looked like it might have been a possum bones or even a squirrel. So they had like dead animals around it, some probably straw-like. So something was done in that one room.
And immediately, as soon as we walk in here to the south wing, first floor, things get a lot more deteriorated. You can definitely tell that this floor down here saw a lot more decay in the 20 years that it was abandoned. But
yes.
This is the room that we're interested in, and this would be a rec room?
I believe so, yeah.
In here. And you can just barely see it on the floor. But there is a very clear star right here on the floor. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily mean it's any sort of symbols, any sort of ritualistic things, but it was very bizarre that you have this star, which is painted on the floor, and they also found animal bones in and amongst this. The owner and the caretaker have a suspicion that maybe it might have had some sort of ritualistic importance, that maybe there was some rituals that went on here in this room, in this rec room, and that maybe that might have opened this place up to something darker, something more malevolent, something other than just patients wandering these halls. But this is definitely an area we're going to want to focus on tonight, this south wing basement first floor here, because not only is it a sighting where people have had sightings of these unusual figures and things, this is where the highest supervision, the highest security patients were kept, where they had the padded rooms, where David saw a terrifying apparition, and where many people have experiences that they just can't explain.
You got the padded room, the original one. It was fully padded from top to bottom. They will put them in there. And if they did not have anybody in that room at this time, and if they had somebody that died, they will use that temporary as a morgue until they was come to get them. You also had the room right next to that. It was a half a padded room where the ceiling was not padded, the floor was not padded, just the walls. Right across from the padded room, you got the nurse's station, and a lot of times you will see spirits at the nurse's station. This is where I seen the spirit of a guy walking through there in the daytime doing my round. I got scared crapless. I jumped. I probably said a word or two I shouldn't have. You know, I knew I had to go back and check it out. But that's just saying, you never know when you're liable to run up to something or someone in here. When you know you're completely by yourself, there'd be somebody sitting here. It's like I could look over here. You might see somebody standing there any time. That's a spooky experience.
Talk a little bit more in depth about seeing the guy in the wheelchair up in the north wing if you wanted to tell that story a little more in depth when you saw the elderly man in the wheelchair at the end of the hallway.
Okay, when I was in the north wing on the 3rd floor, I was cleaning a lot of the rooms out. The last caretaker left this place a total mess. Everyone would know it sounded like a door shutting.
It did. It sounded like a door shutting. Hello?
Is anybody there? Can you give us a knock? Maybe they left.
Maybe they didn't like the last caretaker.
Yeah, maybe that was why they were in
The
agreement.
last caretaker did some bad stuff. The last caretaker left this place a total mess. Everyone would know it sounded like a door shutting.
It did. It sounded like a door shutting.
Everyone would know it sounded like a door shutting.
It did. It sounded like a door shutting.
When I was, cleaning up the rooms, sweeping all the junk out of the rooms that's been left here for a long time, this is when I seen the guy in a wheelchair, and it actually looked like a wheelchair, and it looked like a real guy. And that was a spooky experience, Like it's just checking me out, see what I'm doing.
Is that the first and only time you've ever seen that particular?
Yes.
Okay.
One spirit here, his name is Robert. He thinks he's a young kid. He is their older spirit. So we do have a child's room here now for him, so he can have a little fun in there.
Hello? It's for you.
Oh, here, let me see. Hello? Oh, you know who this is?
Who?
This is the security team. They're calling to let me know, to remind everybody, that more than 50% of you haven't subscribed to our channel, even though you're watching, and that... Oh, you guys should subscribe and hit like on the video, copy and paste the link to this video with all your friends. And subscribe, like I already said. He just keeps repeating it in my ear. Okay, alright. Bye. God, security.
Are you ready to get started with this investigation here of Terrace View? I mean, we walked through a very small part of it, but we are going to have a lot of interesting areas of this nursing home / psychiatric hospital to investigate later. And there is a lot of potential for paranormal activity. So let's jump in, turn these lights off, go night vision, and see what happens when we are investigating for paranormal activity inside this haunted hospital.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's get everything set up. Turn the lights off, like you said, and let's get real creepy. Let's go.
All right, I know I charged this. Ooh, we got REM pod action. Yeah, I think the tracer might be done.
And we can charge it and use it later.
Well, I had it plugged in all night long.
Well, when I opened the backpack, it was on.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we just had the REM pod going off right over there.
Yeah, we were setting up our last abandonment camera up here on 3rd South.
This is north.
3rd North. And set the REM pod in that chair over there. And as we were packing up, getting ready to leave, it started alarming. That camera should have gotten it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the same hallway where David, the caretaker, said down at the end, near this wheelchair that's here, which would be like one of the actual nursing home care chairs, near this chair was where he saw the apparition or the figure of a man in a wheelchair not far off from this. And then he said he just looked in it and then he was just gone. He just vanished. So, I don't know. There is a lot of strange and unusual claims of activity here at the Haunted Terrace View.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to see what these cameras pick up. We have a camera down on the very bottom floor, and that camera can see down the hallway as well as into the room with that, what used to be a pentagram painted on the floor. And then there is a camera on the second floor south wing as well, right above it, where there's a ball in the hallway as well as another one of these wheelchairs sitting right outside the nurse's station. And then up here on the third floor north wing, we're going to leave a camera. Now, unfortunately, just because of the way that this building is set up, in order for us to leave, we would have to leave the doors unlocked, and we don't want to do that. So we are going to go and sit in the base camp room, which is in the center of the building away from the cameras, but down on the second floor, and it is completely isolated. There's no other way in and out from that base camp room. So it's going to be completely separate. We're going to be sitting in there as quietly as possible while these cameras record for our abandonment session. So,
yes.
For those of you that don't know, our abandonment is where we leave cameras set up alone inside these haunted locations to see what we capture when no one's in here. So, I'm excited to see what may or may not happen.
Me too.
We already had the REM pod going off. So if you like that and you want to mess with that, go ahead and you can go ahead and touch that at any point, okay? We left it here for you. Nothing. Very strange. So let's go ahead and head downstairs and
let's do it.
See what we pick up on this abandonment session as we leave cameras alone inside the Haunted Terrace View home.
Yeah, but before we go, there's something that I need to say.
I can't even imagine what that would be.
To go back to base camp. So let's go.
Let's go back to base camp. I'm going to go ahead and pull the viewfinder out on this and shut this LCD screen just to save on hopefully some battery life. And then let's go ahead and walk downstairs.
Hopefully Dave's not like, what?
Yeah, the caretaker, David, is also still in the building, but he is in his room, which are completely separated and locked off in the center.
Yeah, it's
section.
Like a little apartment suite.
Yeah, he has like his own little apartment suite here inside the building. So he and all of he and Alice, his dog, and his cat are inside that room, and they will be there for the duration of the night. So we have the rest of Terrace View home entirely to ourselves. Shut the door to the north wing. All right. Downstairs we go. We're back. Rolling on this. Okay. So we're up on the 3rd floor here. We wanted to start with this area where David, the caretaker, said he saw this apparition of a man in a wheelchair and has had lots of experiences with hearing the mad walker walking around above him because his living quarters is on the 2nd floor. So we wanted to come up here, and this nurse's station is I'm sure for residual activity, this is probably a really good area to set up simply because this is a very high traffic area for any care facility at the nurse's station. So we have the brand new, just received our brand new EMF tripwire, as well as a REM pod out here. And we're gonna go into the north wing here where they said David told us there were a lot of patients that were veterans, specifically struggling with PTSD from the Desert Storm conflict. So yes. Let's head inside this.
Let's do it. Can you guys believe it though? We got new equipment.
We got brand new equipment. Our REM pods are brand new. We got a new music box. We got a new tripwire.
Yeah.
We're back in business, baby.
We are.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Whoever's in 327 there, you can come out and play with that.
If you're a veteran, thank you for your service. We would love to come out and talk. We'd love it if you could come out and talk to us. So Dave set up the music box. I'm just going to get a shot of it to document it. Dave set up the music box right here on the counter of the bathroom in room 318. So if someone moves across the room here, and that's what we'll be listening for.
Okay. All right, I think we're good to go.
All right, that's official. Lights out, guys. To show you how dark it is in here, just so you believe us, I'm going to turn off the night vision on this front-facing camera. That is how dark it is. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. And like if there was someone right in front of the camera, you would have no idea. Hello?
You like that thing?
If there's any patients up here, my name is Ryan and this is Dave.
Hi.
We would love it if you would come out and speak to us. We heard that there's a man or a nurse or someone who wanders around these hallways and people can hear them at all hours of the day and night. We'd love to hear your footsteps. If you want to go check on any of the patients while we're here, don't let us stop you. Interesting.
If you like that little red light that we set there, it'll play music if you touch it. So if you'd like to hear some music, can you try to pick that red light up?
We heard there's someone here named Robert.
Something about this room right here. Is there somebody in 322 here? Can you make a loud knocking sound? My name is Dave, and this is Ryan. We already told you all that, but just in case you didn't hear, we came out here to try to maybe interview a couple of folks. If there's anybody here who would like to maybe come out and talk about the conditions of the place or the way you're being treated, let us know by touching the red light that's in the hallway and we will come and talk to you.
It's 3:22.
Yeah. Oh, there is a stairs down here. We do have permission to be in here tonight to try to talk to you, so you don't need to worry about that. Do you know Dave? The guy who walks through here and keeps the building clean? If you do, can you touch the red light? We think he's doing a great job.
Oh, man. Thank you. Can you really grab a hold of that thing? It helps us know whether it's you making it go off or something else. If you really grab a hold of it and make it squeal, we'll come down there and try and give you a microphone so that we can capture your story and you can tell us who you are and what your life is like here.
Out there at the nurse's station, we have a red light set up. If you'd like to go try that red light. And these red lights are just tools for us to know that you're near.
Because we can't see you. And we'd love to be able to know where you are so we know where to go to talk to you. Let me ask this, if the Mad Walker is not up here, maybe you'd be more comfortable to speak to us. But there's a story that someone who claims to have psychic abilities told to David, the caretaker, that there was a nurse that would prematurely make patients pass away. Sort of like an angel of death nurse, and that is who the Mad Walker is, walking around checking on their patients. Again, there's no historical proof that ever happened, but that's what this psychic says, and we would want to know whether we could confirm or deny that. If that's true, can you give us some sort of a sign?
Let us know. Was there actually someone here who assisted at the end of life? If you'd really, really like to hear some music in 318, there's an actual music box with a green light on it. You can stand in front of it and it'll play music for us. Could you do that for us? Here, I'll show you, not to be annoying, but I'll show you real quick how it works. You don't even have to get close to it. Look. Now it's your turn. Can you stand there and dance to the music? Here, I'll go over here. I won't watch you. I'd love for you to dance there like I was and make that music play. Interesting how that REM pod went off on command, though, and it hasn't done anything else.
Right, yeah, I mean, that REM pod, of course, we don't know if it did go off on abandonment, but it went off right as soon as we set it up at the beginning, and then it went off on command as soon as you asked it to, and then it hasn't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask this, if that story of the nurse isn't true and this Mad Walker wasn't a nurse at all, can you touch that light for us? Rolling EVP at Terrace View, placing here on the sink. in room
27.
327. If there is someone in here that was touching that light, I put down a little dictaphone to capture your voice. You can tell us your story. And that story will go to whoever is watching. We have friends all over the world who will listen and watch this, so maybe you could start by telling us your name. What was it like living here? Was the staff here kind to you?
Was there really a man who went around helping people pass away or choosing to take people's lives? There's a new caretaker named Dave. He walks around trying to fix the place up. Have you seen him?
Ooh. Yes, it's weird. The last time it went off, you mentioned Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Dave has a little puppy, little doggo named Alice. Are you happy to have a dog running around in here? Keep you company? She's a cutie. All right, I'm going to listen back to this so it doesn't get too long.
Okay.
Nothing EVP. You want to go to the nurse's station?
Yeah.
And try that, since it seems to be rather quiet except for a couple of REM pod blips here. And just like we always tell everyone, the REM pod is a good tool to use, at least we believe it's a good tool to use, for identification of the possibility of paranormal activity. So if we set up a REM pod and it goes off, we know that is an area we may want to go and concentrate on with an EVP session or some other investigative technique.
Yeah.
The REM pod going off does not necessarily mean that it is paranormal, because other things set off the REM pod.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's a spirit, but if it goes off, we know that might be a place we may want to go and try and capture something else. As we get ready to investigate the area surrounding the nurse's station, we remembered something that David had told us that may help draw out the energies of this hospital. The call lights above the rooms still turn on. And we're going to turn on these call lights to see if the familiar call for aid may incite something unexplained to happen. So look at how creepy this is, guys. This is really creepy. When you plug in the call lights will still come on. The call lights are flashing. If there's nurses that don't want these call lights on, can you give us a sign? Set off one of those lights out there by the nurse's station. Or make a loud sound, slam a door.
It's really trippy.
It is.
So if I do this, do they do anything?
I mean, I think they're just perpetually flashing because this is what they would do if they needed the nurse. Hello? I tell you what, though, this is kind of creepy because this scene down here is like something out of The Grudge, right?
Yeah.
With the lights just flashing, you can't really see without the infrared, but this looks like if someone were to come down this hallway right now and the lights started to go out, that would be terrifying.
Every flash, the shadow gets closer.
No, thank you.
That would be terrifying.
Is there anybody up here on the third floor?
If you want us to turn these flashing lights off, make a loud sound.
Was it in this room?
Yeah.
Hello? Wait a minute. Was that open when we were up here earlier?
I don't know.
I'm just going to document that.
We can check our B-roll.
This utility room right here, or this utility hatch is open.
That isn't the noise that we just heard, is it?
I felt like the noise we heard was more percussive.
Yeah. I mean, should we go turn them off?
Yeah, we can give it a try.
If that was an actual sign.
Yeah. We're going to go turn them off, and then we're going to come back in here and bring something with us that you might be able to use to talk or to give us a sign of your presence.
Ooh.
This is the rec room.
Ooh. Look at this.
Chills.
As soon as we walked in here. I don't know whose wheelchair. I don't know why I said it like that. I don't know whose wheelchair this is.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I feel something in here. I was gonna put it here, but then something.
Told you to put it on the table.
Yeah. You guys see this? I'll wheel you up to the table here.
I just had the urge to be like, I'm just going to turn on Oracle for a couple minutes in here.
Yeah.
If there's a fluctuation in the magnetic fields around it, then it will select a word depending on the strength of that reading. And we've had some interesting stuff come through there, but
Yeah.
it's just a way for us to maybe get messages or communication without using something noisy like a spirit box. Anybody up for a game of checkers?
I feel lost in here.
Lost, like you don't know where to go.
Like, I don't know.
Or aimless. Would that be a better word?
Just kind of like I know I have to say that, or don't have to, but I say it every time. I'm not a psychic. Don't claim to be a psychic, I'm not. But I can more feel like emotions.
Yeah, like empathic.
Yeah. And I just am getting like lost. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
emotionally lost.
Well, just not home.
So confusion in a way.
Maybe.
Is that true? Are you confused? I put a box in that wheelchair that you may be able to use to make words. If you sit down in it and use your energy, it might say something to let us know who we're talking to, or maybe send a message in another way. Can you manipulate a device like that to get it to say words?
What if we came over here and sat with you? If you want to play cards or checkers or something while we're here, can you let us know by touching the red light in the middle of the table? Or The thing in the wheelchair?
I don't know why this light is doing this.
What?
The IR light on top of the camera is slowly going down in intensity.
Really?
Like I had it turned up to 100% and I noticed that it was at 99, so I flipped the switch up. And now it's slowly, hold on a second. I don't know if I'll be able to get it with this. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Now it's going back up. It was down to 83, now it's back up to 90. See it? 95%, 96%, 97%, 98%, 99, 100. I've never seen this IR light do that, where it changes intensity without you even touching the switch, because there's a switch on the back of it here. And I don't have any other camera device that I could use to...
Yeah, that's really weird.
Were you just changing? Were you messing with my light? Again, now I got cold chills all of a sudden.
Really?
Yeah, my hair just stood up on the back of my neck. I'm so mad that I didn't have anything to be able to record that, because I've never seen this light do that before.
That is so weird.
It went all the way down to 81% from 100 and then back up to 100% intensity.
That's so bizarre.
Again, it's not evidence because I didn't capture it.
Yeah.
We can't even say that it's data because I didn't capture it, but I've never seen that do that before.
Are you in here with us? You want to try somewhere else?
Yeah, let's walk back down to the nurse's station and maybe spend a couple more minutes down there, since we just did a quick pass through.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we don't get anything, then we can always regroup and then decide to maybe go somewhere else. We have all 3 south wings yet that we haven't hit, whether we do first floor, second floor, or third floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am behind you.
How long has this been sitting here? 10 minutes?
Probably not quite 10, but still, the whole time it sat in that chair, it didn't say anything. Well, you can follow us out. You can follow us around the whole facility tonight.
Yeah, you no longer have to stay in your rooms. You can free roam. You can go break into the medicine cabinet. You can walk out the front door and go back to what you know is home. Or if your spirit is stuck here, it doesn't have to be stuck here. You can move on. I don't know about you, but I feel like we're being watched or something.
Yeah, I felt like ever since we went into that rec room and came out that this hallway has gotten a little bit less empty.
Yeah. Is there someone in here?
Farewell.
Ooh. Farewell. Yeah, we're gonna go out to the nurse's station, but this isn't goodbye. You can come with us. That's kind of weird. As soon as we're getting ready to leave the ward, it says farewell.
Well, if you're not able to leave where you are, then farewell.
I thought I heard something out there.
What did you hear?
It sounded like movement by the nurse's station.
Oh, okay. What I heard was kind of like keys jingling or something.
Oh, really?
This is us. All right.
Camera.
Are there any nurses here? If there's a nurse here, could you let me know by touching the red light on your side of the desk? I'm feeling real poopy, so I could use some help.
Long ago I died.
Who are you? Could you come through and use this and tell us what your name is, please?
My name's Ryan, and this is Dave. We haven't introduced ourselves here in this room yet. Maybe you weren't down there in the North Ward whenever we introduced ourselves.
Show you what I look like.
That was not my stomach before that.
What was that?
I don't know. It sounded like a... I hate to jump to growl, but... It was like... It sounded like it came from over here near this closet somewhere, and it sounded like a deep guttural, like... Let me see if there's any signs of an animal.
We would have heard it.
Yeah, you'd think. Psst. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Man.
I was trying to scare whatever it was, if there was something up there.
Well, you scared something. It was me.
Oh my God, nurse.
Behind you.
I know. I've got a rib cramp, nurse. Can you help me?
Are you behind us? That was a creepy sound, though.
That was a creepy sound. I don't know what that was. You know what?
What?
Remember earlier we were downstairs and we heard walking in here? You want to go in there?
Yeah. Yeah, we were down at base camp before we got started. We had just torn the cameras down, and it sounded like movement above us, and so this would be the rec room above where we have our base camp set up.
We thought we heard walking in here earlier. Was that you?
Danger.
Danger from what?
Let me ask you this. Were there rituals done here that opened a portal, maybe? That's what some people believe, and we are here to try and see if we can catch evidence of that. If maybe we can prove or disprove that theory. Do you come and go through this portal thing that they believe is downstairs?
First floor south rec room, right?
It's where the rituals were done, but yeah, the other one's in the first, where the portal's believed to be on the first floor.
Gomez.
First floor center ward.
Okay.
So far, the third floor has been kind of quiet, except for a few REM pod blips, and who knows, maybe something happened out here in the nurses' station when we were in the North Ward, or maybe something's happening in the North Ward right now.
Maybe.
Oh, it sounded like those doors just moved.
They did.
Are you trying to come in here?
Open them up.
Rage.
What?
Rage.
Rage? Is the Mad Walker here? We don't want to keep calling you the Mad Walker. Maybe you can tell us your name so we know who you are. It sounds really silly that we keep having to call you the Mad Walker. You have a name, right? Everybody has a name.
Darkness comes.
That's not eerie or anything.
Is the Mad Walker the darkness? Are the spirits in here afraid of that spirit?
Where?
What is that? The REM?
Yes, it's going crazy in here.
Really?
Hello? Who's here? Can you step back away from that?
No.
Oh my God.
Different, no.
Oh,
You think that's battery?
I don't know.
Step away from that for just one moment.
Oh, come on, you stupid camera. Focus. What was that?
That was humming.
For sure.
That was like,
I know that camera had to have picked it up. What was that?
that was humming.
For sure.
That was so creepy.
If you don't step back away from that, we're going to reset it, and then we will have no idea whether it was you that... We'll have no idea whether it was you that set it off or someone else. Or something else.
You know, it's kind of weird.
What?
We were talking about the Mad Walker, darkness coming.
I mean...
Not that it means anything, but...
No. You just want to press the reset button. If it is batteries, it'll just go back to doing what it was doing. We'll give it a minute and wait and see if it starts again. And if it does start again, we'll know it's batteries.
Yeah. Can we hear you hum again? Did the Mad Walker set that thing off and make it light up?
I heard that. Hello?
Come on down this way. You want to walk down there one more time?
Yeah, we can walk down there. We're coming down there.
If you don't want us to come down there, can you make the music box play that's in 318?
This whole experience was very strange, and it reinforces what we were talking about earlier.
The REM pod going off does not necessarily mean that it is paranormal, because other things set off the REM pod.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's a spirit, but if it goes off, we know that might be a place we may want to go and try and capture something else.
Had we not heard this REM pod all the way from the nurse's station and came running to the North Ward, we wouldn't have been in this hallway to hear the unexplained humming that was clearly captured on our camera's audio.
What was that?
That was humming.
For sure.
And the way that the REM pod was behaving was very strange. It wasn't a low battery signal, and it continued alarming for too long while the other REM pod was silent, so it didn't seem to be interference from outside the building. It seemed as if a strong and unexplainable energy was introduced to this hallway, making the REM pod go crazy. And when we came running to see what was going on, we captured a chilling and unexplained experience on camera.
That was so creepy.
Could we have just encountered the Mad Walker or a spirit of a patient here inside this hospital?
What was that?
That was humming.
For sure.
As we continued on with our investigation of the third floor, everything fell silent. So, that means it's time for us to head downstairs to the locked ward inside the dungeon. where strange rituals were allegedly performed, possibly opening Terrace View to an entirely different type of ghost story.
Second Central. We're headed to First South.
Yeah, First South is where they discovered when they were clearing out a lot of the debris that was down there, because David told us that it was up to their knees is how deep the debris was down there.
Yeah.
And when they cleared it out, they found that pentagram design painted on the floor with the bones of animals scattered around it. And that kind of made them uneasy about what possibly could have occurred down there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put a camera down here. Then we'll put a camera down in the room with the pentagram.
Okay.
Right, rolling on that. Okay, so we are officially inside of the room that they discovered this, what they believe to be a pentagram on the floor with the animal bones scattered around it. And we're gonna see if maybe there's some activity in here, maybe see if there's someone or something that wants to come out and talk to us. I do have the spirit box in my pocket here, which we can run on here before too long to see if anyone wants to talk through it. But we have the tripwire set up in a circle with the REM pod in the center of it, in the very center of the star, which I do want to kind of elongate this outward so that it's more on the edges of the star.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this little setup right here, and anyone that's in here that wants to touch these lights, you are more than welcome to touch them or to come close to that music box in the hallway to make it play music.
It has a little green light on it.
And you can see this whole rig in this camera, can't you?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful, yeah. Now that we made your camera rig over here and took it off of this is so much lighter, so.
Is it?
Yes. We heard that there might have been some sort of rituals that took place down here when this building was abandoned. Now, I don't know if I believe that that would have any effect on the unexplained activity in here, but maybe you can prove me wrong. Is that where the Mad Walker came from?
If anybody would like some TV, or us to turn on the TV, can you touch that green and orange thing over there beside the TV?
We've come a long way to try and talk to you. We came all the way from just across the border in West Virginia. Really wasn't that far. It only took us about 2 hours to drive here, but still a long way to come to talk to you, right?
Have you ever been to West Virginia? If you have, can you light up one of these purple lights? They'll play music if you do. All of these bright lights that we have set up will play music.
They say down the hallway there's a room where there was a portal that was opened. That you can come and go as you please.
Can you do something like this on your room door?
Maybe since all this stuff makes noise, we step out of here.
Yeah.
You can enter that circle at any point. feel free to come out and mess with any of this stuff. There's a lot of IR light coming from this end of the hallway. My camera will not even focus when I point it down that way.
Really?
Mm-mm. Okay, here is the half padded room. And here's the full padded room. And right back through here, behind Dave, is where David said that he saw that apparition, that really creepy, legless man with gray hair in a blue hospital gown.
Yeah, sitting over here.
Is there a gentleman that makes himself known, that shows himself? That was definitely the tripwire. Can you do that again? That means it was picking up on some sort of EMF spike. I had a feeling that it was like as soon as we left that room that something was going to happen.
Yeah.
Can you go around the circle, making each of the lights light up? To complete the circle around the star in the pentagram?
As far as I know, that's the first time that's gone off all night.
Yeah, unless it went off during abandonment or while we were down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to turn on this box and see if we can hear your voice. I'm not going to run on it for too long if nothing comes through, so please, if you want to talk to us, come up as close to me as you can and yell as loudly as you can. Who was the gentleman that David saw?
Is there a man down here without legs?
Hello? Come on out if you're here. If you can hear my voice, come up to me and try and use this box in my hand to make your voice come through. As we walk by these rooms, if any of you have a message that you want us to hear, just tell me to stop and we'll go into that room.
Who is the mad man? The mad walker. That was me.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
All right. I am going to be in the middle of this pentagram circle right now, and I want you, if you were here and there was rituals that were done here, that maybe you would come through, whether you're a patient or whether maybe something darker that people believe came through from the rituals. Come out and talk to us. I invite anything, anyone, any spirit, any entity to use my energy to talk to us. You can pull from me or the cameras or whatever you need to come through.
Did somebody create that pentagram and invite you in here through it?
Come on, we heard you set off one of these lights. One of these purple lights lit up. Where'd you go?
Don't you want someone to talk to?
This works like a telephone. Try and use your voice and project it straight out through the speakers. We're here to capture proof that you can hear us, that you're still here, that you can hear our voices, that you can interact with us. So feel free to touch me. You can use my energy. You can even enter my body if you would like. Something smells like it's hot to you?
No.
I thought I smelled like something hot, not like burning, but like
overheating? Mm-hmm. I don't smell anything.
All right. Nobody said anything through this box, and I'm going to turn it off here in a second if nobody comes through. Oh, man.
Can you step away from that? If that's you? I think that is the battery signal.
I think that is the battery signature, but I mean... yeah.
This is the low battery signal from this REM pod.
We'll just turn this one off for right now.
Yeah.
Put new batteries in it before the next one.
Which, as you can see, looks very different from what the REM pod was doing upstairs. And this particular REM pod was the one that was on the nurse's station when we were upstairs. So it's also not even the same device. This makes the REM pod signature from the third floor even more strange, knowing that it was not the low battery signal that was alarming the device. For now, though, we have to turn off this REM pod, and we'll have to change the battery before we move on to the next session.
I still smell something hot.
Really?
It smells like, this is gonna sound weird, but it smells like hot dust. You know, like when you first turn on the heaters?
Yeah.
If you have baseboard heaters, that's what I'm smelling.
Weird. Do those LEDs get hot?
I don't think so. No, they shouldn't. No, they're not even warm.
Weird.
They're like cold. It was weird timing for the batteries to die on that, but...
It was. You asked it to use all the energy.
Yeah. Did you use the energy from that device, that REM pod, that flashing light? Did you use that energy? Or did you take it? Did you take the energy from that? Just as an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I put a different one there. Maybe you can take all the batteries from that one too.
Try a little harder.
Speak a little louder. We thought we heard your voice. Does this star on the floor mean anything, or was it just painted here as a joke?
If it's real and it means something, can you touch that orange and green light that Ryan just set down over there?
I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to come through this box and say something, or else I'm shutting it off. Nothing.
With no luck on the spirit box in the south wing on the first floor, we decide to move to the central ward, to the room David believes a portal was opened.
If there is a portal right here and that entities and spirits and people can enter through this, can you give us some sort of a sign?
In this central wing recreation room, we conduct an EVP session.
Set it right here where the portal supposedly is. EVP session, terrace view, right beside the millimeter, right next to the alleged portal. In the alleged portal, technically. And we are still.
But unfortunately, once again, we capture absolutely nothing unexplained on the recorder.
Dang.
Nothing. 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 on EVP sessions.
Yeah.
So far on this investigation. But because we spent so much time on the third floor, we're running out of time, and I wanted to do one last thing before we left. And I think you also were in agreement that it would be interesting to try a solo.
Yeah?
Because unfortunately our time here at Terrace View is almost up, so I know you had expressed that you might want to rest your back at the base camp.
Yes.
While I go over to that doll room on the second floor of the south wing where they supposedly captured that photograph of what they believe to be a spirit. And maybe have some sort of communication there. If I'm by myself, they might be a little bit more comfortable to come out and talk.
Maybe.
And maybe something will happen.
I hope so.
So let's go ahead and pack this stuff down, and then we'll head up to that second floor, or I will head up to that second floor. And you can watch me on the security cameras from base camp.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys, so Ryan is going down there to get set up. He is in the doll room, and we have a first-person view here of everything. And as you can see, he is right there getting set up in the doll room.
Whoa. Tripwire just went off. If that's you out there, can you go ahead and walk down that line? Go ahead and walk down that line of lights.
All right, it looks like he's getting started. He's sitting down there in the chair. I wish this had audio. I wish I could hear what he was saying, but it doesn't. I don't believe.
All right, so I am alone, completely alone here inside the doll room. This doll room is a place where they seem to have a lot of activity, and also where they said they captured a photograph of what they believe to be a spirit in here. And there is a lot of claims of activity from the second floor in the South Ward. It's the oldest ward here in the hospital, built in 1958, used well up until or close to the closure of Terrace View. So there's a lot of history here, a lot of people that lived and possibly passed away here inside these rooms, and I'm entirely alone. Dave's back at base camp watching me on the security cameras of the hallway and such, so I'm going to be moving out in the hallway here in a second so he can see me. But if there's anyone in here with me, I'm alone, so that maybe might make you feel a bit more comfortable to come out and talk. If you are here, can you give me a sign of some kind?
So as you can see, we've got almost every single angle of this building. I wasn't kidding when I said that they had so many cameras and so much security here, you guys. It's really cool that they have this set up for everybody to see.
REM pod right in the doorway. Come on in. Can you grab a hold of that thing? Brand new batteries. Just changed both sets of batteries in the REM pods because they seem to be running out of battery on that last session. You don't have to be afraid of me. I'm just a visitor. I'm here to have a conversation with you. There's a box on the bed here that'll play music if you get close to it. If you stand right in front of the bed, at the end of it, at the foot of the bed, it'll play music for me.
I don't know if I was seeing stuff or not, but was the REM pod just going off?
Or if you like these dolls, I put a red and orange light, orange and green light. Oh, we're getting an EMF spike. It was up to 0.6, which is not that high of a spike, but it's interesting because as you can see, it sits at 0. When I zoomed in, it had dropped down to 0.4. Are you getting close to that? Can you get close to it again?
He seems to be focusing on the dolls pretty heavily.
That was a bit strange.
Dave did say that he thought maybe one of the dolls that was in there could be haunted, but he wasn't 100% sure.
I don't mean you any harm. In fact, I would love it if you could come out and have a conversation with me. Did you get many visitors in here? Maybe you could roll that ball. There's a red light right next to the ball that you could actually touch if you wanted to. It is eerily silent in here. Eerily silent.
Come on, if there's a spirit in this building and you can hear me, go down there with Ryan.
My name is Ryan. I just wanted to let any patients that are here or any nursing staff that you don't have to be afraid of whoever it is that people feel like controls or intimidates everyone that's here. Whoever this mad walker is that is said to control whatever happens here, you don't have to be afraid of them. They are not in control of you. In fact, I'll challenge whatever, if there is this dark force that seems to be telling other people in here what they can and can't do, that is not your right. That is not your privilege to tell them what they can and can't do.
It's been a while since Ryan has done a solo and gotten freaked out or scared, so I'm hoping that he gets freaked out and scared.
And if you have a problem with that, you can come down here and settle it with me. I want everyone that's here to know that they're safe and that they're allowed to come out and talk to me. Ooh, thank you. REM pod. Can you kick that ball that's right next to that light that just went off? Make it roll.
I don't know if he had something happen out there in the hallway or what.
Roll that ball away from me, down the hallway. That way I'll know that you're here. Just kick it. Could you do that for me, please? You won't get in trouble. In fact, if you do that, we'll come back to visit you. And when we come back to visit you, we'll bring you some sweets. Would you like some sweets?
I really, really want to see that ball move. I know I've said that so many times, but I really want to see that happen. Because I want to see him run.
I don't think that was me. Let me just... Okay. Never mind, it was me. See how I did that? Can you stand in the doorway and make that happen?
Okay, it looks like something might be happening. He was jumping around there a little bit.
You have a lot of very pretty dolls. David takes really good care of you here, doesn't he? Brings you decorations, brings you dolls, cleans your rooms. Don't you want sweets when we come back? How about if I step away?
He's on the move. He's coming down this way now. See, this must be what you guys feel like when you're watching the episodes, waiting to see what happens with such an anticipatory feeling. Because I can tell that maybe something happened to him down there, but I don't know what it is.
You can slam a door. Move this chair. Roll that ball.
Come on, ghosts. Scare him out of there. Make him run.
Rolling EVP, terrace view in the doll room, placing on the bed. All right, and I am still.
All right, it looks like he's getting the recorder out to do an EVP session.
Who was in the photograph that they captured in this room? Are these your dolls? We heard there was a man named Robert, a boy named Robert. Does Robert want to come out and talk?
Maybe one of the patients that stayed in that room will talk to him, or maybe the alleged mad walker will talk to him. You never know.
Was this a kind place to live? Was this a pleasant place, a comfortable place? Are you aware that people still come to visit you, or is it just your energy that's left behind? Ending?
EVP terrace view in the doll room, placing on the bed.
He did seem really excited and drawn to that doll room. So maybe he was picking up on something and he'll have an interaction with whoever it is. Whomever it is.
I heard there was a man named Robert. A boy named Robert. Does Robert want to come out and talk?
What the Hello? Chills. Thank you for doing that if that was you. Notice how that one went off and none of the other REM devices went off. If it was interference from something outside, it would have set off the other REM devices, at least one of the other REM devices, being that they're so close together. Are you in here with me now? I'm gonna hold off on reviewing that.
He's pointing at something. I don't know. Maybe he had something happen there.
Got an EMF spike. It was up to 0.6. Now it's back down to 0. Not much of a spike, but still a spike nonetheless. If you're in here with me, can you touch that again if you can hear my voice? If you want to communicate with me, if you want to talk. Just get as close as you can to it. Just grab a hold of that. We're up to a 1.0, 0.5, 0.2. Meaning it's picking up on electricity in the air, electromagnetic energy. That's the first time that has done anything all night long. You have pretty dolls. 2 2.4, 1.7, down to 1.1. Are you getting close to that? That was creepy. Not creepy, I'm not calling you creepy. Get closer to it. Grab a hold of it. Straight back down to a flat 0. Climbing again and going back down. Thank you if that's you and you made that go off. Maybe you could make the lights turn on that again, or now you could step in front of this music box.
This is pretty cool though. I could sit here and watch this monitor all night. Just looking for any small sign of activity.
Okay, so nothing on the EVP. Nothing on the EVP, but that millimeter spike was very, very interesting. With the millimeter REM function going off and then having multiple spikes of EMF that happened. One of them, I mean, not too high, nothing crazy. I mean, the highest I saw was 1.9 milligauss. But it's interesting that it's sitting at 0 and had spikes like that. I mean, you can see now, back down to 0.0. What was that? Hello? That was me. Did someone move something? I heard a squeaking.
He's creeping out into the hallway.
Nobody's moved that ball yet. I'm going to stay in here for about 5 more minutes at most. Then we have to leave. Our time here at Terrace View is up. Within the next 5 minutes, do you want to do... Thank you. Can you grab a hold of that or move that ball for me as a goodbye, a parting gift to me? Not that I'm saying I deserve a gift, but a farewell message.
Did something happen with the ball?
Oh yeah, you can definitely see that millimeter in there. Can you whistle back?
Come on, somebody do something for him down there.
All right, well, I'm going to go here. I want to thank anyone that came out and talked to me, whoever made that meter in there go off and spike. I know that might have been a lot of effort to get that to do that. So I want to thank you if you did do that, and if anyone did anything tonight, whether we were here to witness it or we weren't. We hope this building is here for a long, long time, and that if you call this place your home, that you get to stay here, because this is a part of this town's history. It's a part of the state of Ohio's history. This place deserves to have its story be told, and we hope that one day, whether it's us who comes in here to talk to you or someone else, that you feel comfortable to share your story with whoever is willing to listen. Most of all, I just hope that you find peace and that you are at peace here. And do me a favor, don't let the Mad Walker be too mean to you. Don't let that Mad Walker tell you what you can and can't do. So thank you.
Ooh, he's done. All right, guys, I'm going to go and help him pack up.
All right, well, we are out here by the nurses' station just outside of base camp, and I tore down, and the investigation tonight, we had some interesting moments, which is more than we can say for a lot of investigations. This one, we had very strange REM pod activity, heard stuff on the 3rd floor, had some tripwire interaction, I guess you could say, down in the basement. It was just one time.
Yeah.
And then with the Mel meter in the doll room, which was kind of creepy. So
that would be. Plus, we don't know what we got on abandonment yet, as per usual.
Yeah, so I will say we had some creepy moments, so this is going to be a fun episode to put together, and it's going to be fun to watch. And if you guys ever get the chance to come out here to Millersburg, Ohio, and to come out here and investigate Terrace View, it is definitely worth it, 100%.
Absolutely.
It definitely is worth it, and you should come out here just to check out the history, even if you don't have any paranormal experiences. But you yourself may get to come out here and have an experience with the Mad Walker.
Maybe.
So, but thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button and you hype the video. It helps us more than you know. And don't forget to leave a comment down below letting us know what you thought of this investigation and if you saw anything that we missed.
Do it. Do it now.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
On the next adventure.
At the next location.
On our
Paranormal Quest. Bye.
Good night.
Hey, if you enjoyed that episode, maybe click on one of these other videos and watch some more. If you want to subscribe to the channel, click on this button right down below. We want to thank all of our YouTube members and Patreon supporters for making all of this possible. And we'll see you next time.